Late, but here. Oh my goodness. It happened. Probably there's memes you can make about it. Donald Trump got arrested. I didn't have, I need a subscription to the AI image generator so I could generate. I didn't want to use another recycled fake image of Trump in handcuffs, but I requested it. The AI says that if I want more images, that I have to get a subscription. So I might have to do that. We have people are creating completely fake, fictitious worlds for boomers using AI. So, but this is real apparently. So this story is apparently real. Is the Trans Day of Vengeance real? Is everything you hear real? I have some stuff to play you. I might have to make something during this stream because I want to create a response to Ron DeSantis has spoken up. Oh, okay. Sorry. Thanks for joining me. It's good to see you. The news is that Donald Trump is going to be indicted or has been indicted. So we might find out what Donald Trump has to say about that. Or I have to see exactly what all Donald Trump is saying. So Ron DeSantis has responded to it. And then today we can create we're going to show you how to create Ron DeSantis's response, maybe in real time. So we'll go over that. There was a Transurrection today at a Capitol. So I'll have to find that for you. And then we'll show you the rest of the things that we've been working on. So anyway, that's the big news though. So I'll make sure to give you all the big news about the indictment, exactly what it is. He got indicted for a felony apparently, but even if he's convicted from what I'm reading, he's still going to be able to run. So, but what is he saying on Truth Social? Trump, truth. Let's see. He's saying, oh, yeah. This is what he says. Oh, yeah. No, it's crazy. Yeah. So this is so everything is so real lately. Everything is happening at such a rapid pace. I was going to say, oh, maybe the Trump indictment is a distraction. You know how everything's usually a distraction from something else. Maybe the Trump indictment is the distraction from the petrodollar collapse or the end of the petrodollar. So hold on, I'll show you this. I'll show you Trump's response to it so far. This is from Truth Social. These thugs and radical left monsters have just indicated, oh, that's okay, the 45th president of the United States of America and the leading Republican candidate by far for the 2024 nomination for president. This is an attack on our country, the likes of which has never been seen before. Oh, I'm sorry. This is all caps. Sorry, I should have said all caps. This is an attack on our country, the likes of which has never been seen before. It is likewise this is still all caps. It is likewise a continuing attack on our once free and fair elections. The USA is now a third world nation, a nation in serious decline. So sad. This is an attack on our country. It is unprecedented. That's true. It is unprecedented. So he's right about that. No president ever has been indicted indicted for anything. Even Richard Nixon, who everybody knows actually did some bad stuff, but there have been a lot of them, probably committed different kinds of crimes. We didn't go after George W. Bush for war crimes. We didn't go after anybody, not just presidents. Not even just presidents. I mean, secretaries of state or CIA directors or, lots of different people in government. I don't know what happened to Oliver North, if he actually got indicted for something, but we have a history of letting people get away with shit, just not to rock the boat too much, basically. And so while the charges, I'm not sure how good they are. Let's see if we can find out how good the charges are or what they are. But he can still run. That's the only thing. No matter what, they are reporting that even if he gets convicted, that he can still run. So anyway, the all caps stuff. From a contrarian point of view, I wonder, well, is it? I mean, he can. If we just say, oh, well, okay, so he got indicted, that doesn't mean he can't run. So actually, but cue the hysteria, and T-shirts are flying off the shelves too. I saw somebody tweeting that. He was like, judging by the way T-shirts are selling so far, so I should have done that. So, Tinsel TQ says North's charges were vacated. Yeah, I mean, we sold arms to Iran to arm terrorists and overthrow governments and stuff. I mean, there's been people that have done some crazy stuff, crazy illegal stuff that they could get in trouble for. And so, he paid off a porn star. Okay. All right. Well, so I don't know what the strategy is here for Democrats anyway. I figured, okay, well, maybe they'll indict him because they're so scared of running against him for whatever reason. Like, I don't even know why. If I was a Democrat, I'd be like, oh, okay, let's just beat him in the election because he's so terrible. Right? If you're a Democrat and you think that way, then why don't you just say, oh, okay, he's terrible. We can beat him by having better ideas. And it'll be obvious to everybody because obviously he's terrible. Everybody agrees. So let's just beat in the election and not make him more popular by bringing him up on frivolous bullshit. But like I said before, and I'm learning, people aren't that smart. And Democrats, not that smart. So that's they decided to do, I guess. We'll see. Let's read it. Let's read about it together. Okay. Then I'll show you some of the other stuff. Let's read about it together. I'll play you an unbelievable clip of Joe Biden. It really is unbelievable. Talk to you about the death of the petrodollar. Some people in the chat were saying that precious metals are doing really well today. That's not surprising. Oops, I have to go live, especially with the death of the petrodollar. Sorry, Rockfin. I'm really sorry. I've been live for 10 minutes. Thanks for staying tuned over there. You will be able to reverse in time and see the beginning again. Or we can just do it, or we can make everybody else wait. I can probably repeat what I did. All right. So thanks for joining me, guys. If you want to support the show, I will tell you how. And maybe we'll play around with this thing. All that and more on this, the real thing for now. Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news. Yeah, the real news, the real memes. No, I started making memes. That's what I've been doing. I was just making a bunch of different memes. You know, there's a place you can go. I didn't know about it until recently. Just look up meme generator. You can make memes about everything. I just started making memes about all kinds of stuff, special themed memes, memes about memes. So I was doing that. And that's cool. It's good for trying to get your point across or make humor, which people won't understand. I made a very, very funny meme about the death of the petrodollar, which people took too seriously. People take things very seriously. People, they don't understand sarcasm. So also it's important when you tell a joke to do it the right way. So I'm learning too how to tell jokes properly. So I'll show you this one. This is the best meme that's least appreciated of the collection. Best meme, least appreciated. This is the boomer at his PC. It says, so it looks like oil won't only be traded in dollars anymore. Lucky I have an electric car. You see this one? Lucky I have an electric car. Right? Do you guys get it? It should have said, woke boomers be like. That's what I should do next time. Right up here at the beginning of the tweet. So I'm learning. I should say, woke boomers be like. Because it's funny, right? I have to explain it. Because it's catastrophic that oil won't be traded in dollars. Catastrophic to his life savings. But he just thinks, I have an electric car. That's not what it means, right? That's not what it means. It's a joke. But people are like, you don't like, people respond to me, you idiot. You don't understand economics. I was like, oh no, sorry. What I don't understand is how people don't understand sarcasm. So that was that was the best meme for people who get it. Okay, and then this is Joe Biden. Okay, so this is the speech synthesis thing about transgender. Joe Biden about the transgender issue. And I could have him say something about the Transgender Day of Vengeance. I have to tell you guys about the Transgender Day of Vengeance too. But listen to this. Okay, see what you guys think. It's not supposed to be perfect, but just imagine it's Joe Biden speaking on the transgender issue. Okay, here we go. I'll play it. Hold on. Let me get this pause. Okay, here.
This is Joe Biden. Dr. Jill Biden is my husband. Now, look, we need to talk about this transgender thing. About 5 minutes ago, I found out about transgender lesbians. Have you heard about that? Do you know what that is? You won't believe this. It's a man who says he's a woman, but then still wants to have sex with actual women. And I'm saying he still wants to put his penis in an actual female vagina and call himself a lesbian. Now, I might be white, but I'm not stupid. I might have fallen off the turnip truck, but I'm not a turkey. I might have been born yesterday, but I'm no spring chicken. Now listen, Jack, these guys aren't fooling me. These jagoffs can't get regular poontangs, so they turn trans, hoping a lesbian will feel sorry for them now that they're LGBTQ+. Well, that's too much for me. One thing I know about lesbians, they hate being around dicks. Some of them probably turned lesbian hoping they'd never have to see another dick in their lives. I remember when I was in school, we had a lesbian crossing guard. You know, this real butch dyke, forearms like Popeye, you know, like she could just snap your neck. And nobody said she was a man. And that's what all Americans should want. So I just want lesbians to know that, you know, the big guy stands with you. This has been your president.
It's too bad. It's too bad I can't have somebody who can do a perfect impression, because he buried some of my best jokes. I might have fallen off the turnip truck, but I'm not a turkey. I have some really good stuff for Ron DeSantis to say. We're going to do that in a bit, but so funny. Oh, there are things the AI can say that I can never say. Dan Whiffen. It's funny. The things I find funny are sometimes a little. So the things I find funny, I have a few things. I have a few things we can talk about. Ron DeSantis has some things to say. Ron DeSantis has some things to say about being called anti-Semitic for mentioning George Soros. Would you like to hear that? I can make his response right now. I just have to edit together some stuff. But Ron DeSantis has a response to being called anti-Semitic. Do you guys want to hear it? Okay, let's go over the news first, and then we'll do it. Okay, I'll do it. I'll show you how it's done. I can have him say whatever too. I mean, now that I got him cloned, and I have. Do you guys want to hear? Okay, I'll play one more thing for you since that got a good laugh. I'll play you my other. This is it's kind of, you know, there's some racial. This has racial humor, okay, but it's meant to be humorous. Like, it's meant to be humorous. It's a joke. But I was thinking about reparations. That's all. And I was thinking of, oh yeah, right. This is the guy who responded to me about about my meme about the electric car. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. Here's another one. This is an ad running in California. Okay, because we're supposed to have reparations now. So this is an ad about reparations. Okay, just listen to this. See what you think. It's a little, like I said, you might find it a little racist, but I didn't make it. I'd claim no responsibility. Okay, listen.
Are you a Black Californian who recently learned that you qualify for reparations payments? Are you tired of waiting and wishing the state would hurry up and give you your hard-earned money? What if I told you that you could stick it to the man and get money in your bank account tomorrow just by coming down to our office and signing a few forms?
Hey, I just saw your new car in the driveway, but every day I just see you drinking 40s on your front stoop. Where did you get the money?
Well, white lady, I'll tell you. Thanks to Saul Goodman, my reparations came early. Thanks to that Jew, I got my heat turned back on. A liquor cabinet full of Courvoisier, and none of my baby mamas is texting me because they need money for diapers. Thanks to Saul, all my years of struggle finally paid off.
Did you hear that? Imagine finally getting the landlord off your back. Imagine getting that new pair of Jordans before they're all sold out. Imagine all the neighborhood hoes coming over for a party when they find out you're the first one on the block to get that fresh government cheese. Now stop imagining and make it real by calling the law offices of Saul Goodman. Saul Goodman, I'm also technically not white, so you can trust me.
There you go. Okay. So like I said, sorry. It is kind of racist, but it is don't believe it if you hear things like that. I was just saying my thoughts were the thought behind it is like, oh, what's going to happen? You know, people are going to take advantage of people. That's all. So. Once the reparations happen, people are going to take advantage of people. Okay, so that's that. I'll give you guys though. I have a good one for Ron DeSantis. What do I tell you guys about the indictment? Let's see. First of all, the New York Times says, yeah, it is kind of racist. I know. But it's just a joke. It's just a joke. This is the New York Times says the vote by a Manhattan grand jury to indict Donald Trump raises novel legal and political questions because he is running for president, but any indictment or conviction still would not bar him from running. Charges do not legally bar Trump from running for president. So that's what it says. Sticky Tofu says reparations are not going to happen. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy to think. It's actually just a hilarious concept. Actually, the whole thing of reparations. It is like reparations is racist, right? Already. So obviously any discussion about it is, but it is just kind of there's like a lot of room for humor about it. People are saying they'll leave the state, like Scott Adams saying he'll leave the state if they do it. But there are things, like I said, like there are people who are going to be looking to profit from it. That's all. That was the point of the ad. This says vote by the Manhattan grand jury to indict former President Donald J. Trump raises novel legal and political questions. Any indictment or conviction would not bar Mr. Trump from running. A clean criminal record is not among the criteria the Constitution sets for who is eligible to be president. Officials who have been impeached and convicted of high crimes and misdemeanors may be barred from future office, but the Senate acquitted him for both of his impeachment trials. Still, it would be extraordinary for a person who is under indictment to be a major party nominee. There are only a few historical examples of somewhat serious candidates who even come close. So let's see, what did he get indicted on exactly? Let me look up the news on it. Let's see what CNN says. Seems like it's just good news for CNN. Former President Trump indicted by a New York grand jury faces more than 30 counts related to business fraud. 30 counts. Former President Donald Trump faces more than 30 counts related to business fraud in an indictment from a Manhattan grand jury. according to two sources familiar with the case. And they say Trump's attorney says the indictment has a complete lack of legal basis. Well, that's good. I mean, what about the statute of limitations and stuff? And then there's a possible indictment which might come out of Georgia. Now, the Georgia case is much more serious because that has to do with election interference. So, and I don't know what the grounds they have for it is. I mean, I know that he made that one phone call. Manhattan DA's office has contacted Trump's attorney to coordinate surrender. And that's it. So Eric Trump responded to it. This is third world prosecutorial misconduct. It is the opportunistic targeting of a political opponent in a campaign year. Donald Trump Jr. said, our corrupt elites aren't threatened by violent criminals on the streets because all of them have private security. They don't care if normal people are being terrorized, but they are threatened by Trump, which is why they're willing to turn us into a banana republic to stop him. Yeah, the weird thing, like I said, it's just weird because I wasn't sure. It's weird that you would say that they're trying to stop him, but then they're saying it doesn't even stop him. So I really don't understand what the point is, especially for this minor stuff. But no, we already got enough problems. We had the Transurrection, the Trans Day of Vengeance, and then we have Donald Trump speaking in all caps, getting people excited. But I think people are chill for the most part. I don't think anybody's going to start shooting up schools because Donald Trump got indicted. So that's a good thing. Like I said, Ron DeSantis, I have to make this thing. Sorry, I've been driving around wishing I could be messing around with this tool. I have to give you Ron DeSantis's response to being called an anti-Semite because, believe me, he is the furthest thing. Actually, I got to do Trump too. Trump being called anti-Semitic because it's so crazy. And also being called anti-Semitic for calling out George Soros. And I even heard it. I was in a Twitter Spaces. They were like, "Oh, it's blatantly anti-Semitic." Like, I'll give you Ron DeSantis's response. Don't worry. Ron DeSantis, this is what he said. Okay, originally, let's see. Trump got indicted. My position is it seems like frivolous, stupid, like bad in every way. Like it doesn't help any. The only actually the who benefits like what do they say? Que bueno. Is that what they say? Que bene. What is it? The Latin that they use? I don't know. Quid pro quo. Who benefits? That's what I'm trying to say. From this whole thing. Well, not so far, not DeSantis. As much as people say, like, he's the establishment pick. So far, he hasn't benefited at all. He's been the biggest loser in the Trump indictment saga. But then as far as who benefits, Trump seems so far, ever since he said he was going to be indicted, he's been doing better in the polls and DeSantis has been doing worse. And then the mainstream media has something to talk about now where, they weren't doing so well before. So it seems like a win all around for everybody, except for DeSantis. So DeSantis, the first time Trump said he was going to get arrested And he said he was going to get arrested Tuesday, I think, right? Originally. The first time he said it, it wasn't true actually, because they didn't arrest him on Tuesday. In the end, it looks like he is going to be indicted. I don't know if there's going to be handcuffs or anything, but he is going to be booked in the end. But at first, it wasn't clear. It was a rumor, actually, at first. And Ron DeSantis is like, hey, I'm not going to respond to this rumor, and I'm going to do some other stuff instead for Florida. And then people criticized him for not saying then that he was going to fight extradition for Trump. Okay. So people really criticized him for not coming out harder immediately and saying he would fight extradition. My opinion was like, oh, well, it was a rumor. I mean, there wasn't any. So actually, so to me, either Ron DeSantis has some other issues. I thought he responded totally appropriately, and now he's saying he's going to fight extradition. So this is the statement from Ron DeSantis. The weaponization of the legal system to advance a political agenda turns the rule of law on its head. It is un-American. The Soros-backed Manhattan District Attorney has consistently bent the law to downgrade felonies and to excuse criminal misconduct. Yet now he is stretching the law to target a political opponent. Florida will not assist in an extradition request given the questionable circumstances at issue with this Soros-backed Manhattan prosecutor and his political agenda. So people are saying, the top comment when I had looked at this before was, oh, this guy right here, 4,000 likes. From Jeff Matthews, MD. Couldn't resist the anti-Semitic Soros-backed bid. Huh? Okay. So now here's what we're going to do. So I hear that. Well, I'm going to walk you through the process here. Let's see if we can do it. Good job. I have audio from Ron DeSantis's Piers Morgan interview. So here's what we do to create these things, because we can have Joe Biden say something like it. Joe Biden could be like, we can have him say, we have different people. Right now I have Samuel L. Jackson I used to clone. That's my black person voice. There are just generic voices that are fun to use. So we can have them say anything, but I do have an idea for Ron DeSantis's response to being called anti-Semitic. Ron DeSantis's response to being called anti-Semitic. So let's see. Here's Ron DeSantis interview. So we got to put that in an editor, and then we have to find.
So you're running them. Here it is, me, one-on-one with Governor Ron DeSantis in the governor's mansion.
Look, I have the privilege of being.
Here we go.
Are you aware of this?
I am, and we've been able to see a little bit of that. And look, I have the privilege of being the governor of.
Okay, that's pretty good audio. So we can use that. All right, so I'll trim that.
And we've been able to see a little bit of that. And look,
So
I
all
have
you
the
have to
privilege
do
of being the
to
governor
do
of one of
this
the most dynamic jurisdictions in the
is
world
you need
right
to
now.
get
If you look over the last 4 or 5 years,
to get my Joe
the amount
Biden
of people
audio.
that have decided to move to Florida, just visit Florida, or even just look to Florida for inspiration has been unlike anything we've seen in the state's history. So we've got a lot of tremendous people here. We've got a lot going on that's positive, and we're not afraid to lead the way.
I want to start with a positive quote.
We're not afraid to lead the way.
Okay, so we have that clip. I'm just going to do a little more. That's 27 seconds. So I'm just going to get a little bit more.
And then move on to some negatives that other people have said. So let's start well with this, okay? This is from a guy called Richard Littlejohn. He writes for the Daily Mail, a newspaper in the UK. Also a Florida resident for many decades. And
No, Dan
he wrote this,
Whiffen.
DeSantis is living proof.
George
When
Soros
DeSantis government
isn't
restricts
really a
incentives, committed to
Jew.
freedom, light
No,
regulation,
that's
low
part
taxes,
of what
strong borders,
Ron
proper police,
DeSantis is
and
going to
fundamental faith in
address.
wokery, and mad
So
environmentalism being imposed by a noisy minority of headbangers, voters lap it up. And
that's
he
part
wrote
of what
last
he's
week
going to
that
address.
win in the midterms. What's your response to that first?
Well,
Is that a good categorization?
I mean,
why you think you've been successful?
I think all that's true. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. I hope this is a good sample of audio, because I had to give it 2 samples of okay, let me do audio. Let's do auto. Okay, and we'll do audio to this too. The volume's a little low.
I think, you just think like environment. We've done more on conservation for our Everglades, but this is like things that really matter to people. I'm not trying to control their lives. I'm just trying to make the environment better. Crime, we're law and order. We are not dealing with letting criminals out or going soft. I actually removed a Soros-backed prosecutor from Tampa who said he wasn't going to follow the law. COVID, we made sure that we protected people's freedoms. People knew they could come here and do well. And yes, we have no income tax. We have one of the lowest per capita tax burdens in the country, lowest per capita debt burdens in the country, and the largest budget surplus in the history of the state. We have more people, significantly more people employed today than we did pre-COVID. A lot of the lockdown states still haven't gotten back to their pre-COVID employment levels. And so I think what we've done is worked, and I think people have responded positively.
All this has made you very popular in Florida.
People have responded positively.
Perfect. Okay, so we got enough audio. Okay, so now, and I'm working on a script. Okay, so now I got a set. Now I got a. So I have that in my audio. I have that in my mixer. So I just have to export that, and then I have to input it into, and then I'm going to write a script. Okay. All right, here we go. Hold on. Working on the script right now. You guys can see the creative process in real time. If you want to support meme creation, fake AI, soundscapes, other things, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, and you can drop a coffee and I'll read your coffee on the show. And just because I remembered, I didn't read a few coffees. So let me read those. And then I'm going to, let's see if I can export this file. And I'll export it as audio only. Ron DeSantis sample. Okay, hopefully it sounds good without me having to get another clip. With Joe Biden, I had to get another sample. I had to do 2 samples. Okay, here we go. Notable Zero, thanks for the super chat, who says, get on Rumble, please. These videos do automatically post to Rumble. It is kind of hard to stream on there. So, and they don't promote, they just promote people. And there's a post about fake views, like it was either Revenge of the Sis or one of those guys. It showed that they got 1 million views on a video, and it shows crazy numbers when people watch it live. So, but anyway, I am on Rumble. Just look me up as Nathan Stoltman. I am on Rumble. If you want to go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, go there and you can support the show and leave comments. All right, let's see. All right. So here's how you do it. So I need to add a voice. I'll go add voice, instant voice cloning. This is going to be Ron DeSantis. I hope this one comes out well. I wonder if it can do a good Fauci. It's good. Okay, Ron DeSantis sample. Here we go. Okay, let's see if it does a good job. All right, let's see. Ron DeSantis. Let's see.
This is Ron DeSantis. I just want to address something. Some people are saying I'm anti-Semitic because...
It talks so fast. I might have to get... I wonder if it's going to be good enough. More variable. Let's try it again. Let me see if it's going to sound okay. Let me see.
This is Ron DeSantis. I just want to address something. Some people are saying I'm anti-Semitic because I said Trump was indicted by a Soros-funded DA. First of all, George Soros is an atheist.
Okay, all right. This is going to be all right. It's going to be all right. I'm working on the script. Should I give you guys some? Let me give you guys some. What can I give you to? I could give you some music or something, some lo-fi hip hop while I write this. Do you want to listen to it? Oh no, I probably can't play it. We'll give you some lo-fi hip hop. Lo-fi girl. Trust me, it'll be worth it. We're gonna have something. This is the creative process. I'm working on it. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Trust me. I just have to write the script. All right, let's see. All right, this is Ron DeSantis. Okay, let's see how this goes. This is Ron DeSantis' response to being called anti-Semitic. Okay, let's see. All right. Oh, I should show a picture of Ron DeSantis at the same time.
This is Ron DeSantis. I just want to address something. Some people are saying.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can show an image. It's not going to be perfect. All right, let's see. All right, you ready? Let's see.
This is Ron DeSantis. I just want to address something. Some people are saying I'm anti-Semitic because I said Trump was indicted by a Soros-funded DA. First of all, George Soros is an atheist, so don't start with that. I don't think the Jewish God is what makes him a soul-sucking vampire. Second of all, do you know how much I've done for the Jews? I'll have you know, in Florida, you are not allowed to criticize Israel on college campuses. Did you know that? You can't contract with the government without pledging your support to Israel. We're working on a bill right now. I don't know if you've heard about this, that will basically make it illegal to make jokes about Jewish people in the state of Florida. If you stand on a street corner with a sign that says Kanye was right, you'll end up in solitary confinement, and you'll be lucky if we let you call a lawyer. If you use the words bagel and greedy too close together, you automatically get put on a watch list. So give me a break with this anti-Semitic stuff. We see what you're doing.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's funny. Oh man, I wish it was perfect. If it to get better, it would oh geez. All right. I got it. Do you like the part where he said, where he goes, if you use the word bagel and greedy too close together, you end up on a watch list? I know it sounds fake. It's just the comedy that's good. Yeah, he didn't take pauses right. No, to do it right, they would let you read it. That's what it needs. But it's going to get there, so don't worry. But it's dangerous leaving these tools in the hands of people who are. It's dangerous technology. But no, I know it's not perfect. A lot of people focus on that. They say, "Oh, it doesn't sound right." It's not whether it sounds right or not. It's just it's the content that matters. Okay. So that's the voice emulator, which just has literally unlimited possibilities. I would use it all day. I might write skits just in between the AI characters themselves. I might have just the AI that aren't even real, but then I have like a black character that can just say whatever, anytime. So like here. Oh, well. Like here, I could say this. Oh, I have to save this Ron DeSantis clip. Let's see, like for example, let's see.
Oh, are you talking about Lift the Veil? Oh man, that's my man right there.
Sorry, that was still Ron DeSantis. I meant for that to be hold on, Samuel Jackson. Yeah, I took okay, let's see how this one sounds.
Oh, are you talking about Lift the Veil? Such a cool white boy that I gave him an N-word pass.
That's not bad. Not perfect though. I have to give it some more audio. He was saying he gave me an N-word pass. Okay, let me tell you about the death of the petrodollar, since we're getting serious. You guys heard that people keep showing up at mass shootings over and over again. Did you guys hear that conspiracy theory? If you are in, and I just said to all the conspiracy theorists out there, I was like, if you are in one mass shooting, or if you are near one mass casualty event, the chances are very high that you'll be near another one in the future, especially if you're very vocal about gun control. So I just wanted to say that that's normal and that you shouldn't have conspiracy theories about it, and you should just realize that it's normal. That if it's just like when you see the same person in one event and then another event, you're supposed to think, okay, that's just, it's like alien, like, some people are abducted by aliens a lot, right? Other people never abducted. Same kind of thing. So don't be concerned. Don't be alarmed. But if you are thinking that it was set up by the government, it is like there are some interesting thoughts about it. The manifesto might be coming out.
Vladimir Putin announced this week that Russia will begin using the Chinese yuan for international payments instead of the dollar. Saudi Arabia is also in talks with Beijing to do the same thing. Speaking of Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, they are in talks with Iran as well to consider an economic alliance with China and Russia. And they can even be joining the BRIC countries, which is an acronym for these countries here, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These countries all have emerging economies. So what happens if our economy and the U.S. dollar are no longer the world's dominant currency? Former Assistant Treasury Secretary and host of the Monica Crowley podcast, Monica Crowley, is here to weigh in. Monica, great to see you this morning. Let's start right there. What happens if these emerging economies move away from the U.S. dollar towards the Chinese yuan?
Well, good morning, Will. It's great to be with you. And it's really hard to overstate exactly how catastrophic the abandonment of the U.S. dollar would be as the world's global reserve currency. Look, since the end of World War II, the dollar has been the safe place to go, and it's been backed up by a couple of things. It originally was backed up by gold, but President Nixon took us off the gold standard, so there's no hard asset backing up the dollar anymore for the last 50 years. But also it's been backed up by the strength and economic power of the United States and the fact that oil has always been traded in dollars. If that were to end, that would mean the end of the U.S. dollar. Look, there is a perfect storm happening right now, Will. The world's reserve currency being that, having that status has been a real privilege, but we've abused the privilege by wholly reckless monetary and fiscal policies over many years, certainly over the last couple of years, which has really devalued the dollar. On top of that, now you do have this perfect storm of Biden's weakness, his war on American domestic energy production, the Ukraine war, and as you point out, because of all of these things, we've got America's enemies led by China forming a new economic bloc. And all it would take at this point now, because we're at this pivotal moment, Will, is for Saudi Arabia, who has indicated that they're open to this, to say, you know what, we're going to be open to considering other currencies to trade in oil. If that were to happen, there would be a complete implosion of the global economic system, but certainly the American economic system. And if that were to happen, you'd be looking at sky-high inflation, just raging Weimar Republic kind of inflation. If you think inflation is bad now, just wait. But more importantly, we would lose our economic dominance and we would lose our superpower status.
Monica, the world's reserve currency, you said it's a privilege for the United States for the dollar to have been the world's currency. How does that relate to each individual American? How has that changed or impacted or improved our lives throughout the last several decades?
Yeah, I mean, it's given the United States incredible dominance in the world in terms of the economic system and in terms of trade. It's kept prices down. So whether it's energy prices, whether it's your food prices, the entire global economic system is reliant on the safe and secure dollar. But that is no longer true, again, because we've been printing money like crazy and devalued the power of the dollar and the value of the dollar. But on top of it now, again, oil is the critical linchpin of this. If Saudi Arabia decides to join with America's enemies here and start trading oil in different currencies, that is going to undermine the entire global economic system. And here at home, you know what it's going to mean for us? It's going to mean raging inflation, so much worse than anything we have ever experienced, Will. And I'll tell you, they're setting it up so that they can then come to the rescue by introducing central bank digital currencies. If they were to do that, and the United States already has a pilot program, that means the loss of your individual economic freedom, because the government will have total access and control of everything you buy and sell and the ability to turn it off like that.
Ominous warning. I hear you. Saudi Arabia is the tipping point. Oil trading in dollars is the tipping.
Okay, I'm writing Jerome. Sorry, I'm writing Jerome Powell's response to that. I'm writing Jerome Powell's response to explain like what it means to go off the petrodollar. I probably shouldn't. I could have him say something really horrible about Middle Eastern people, but I don't want it to go too crazy. What's a slur? What's a slur against Middle Eastern people that's not totally like you could say camel. You could say camel jockeys or something, right? Right. Without it, it's just a joke, right? There's another one that you can't say, but you could say camel jockeys. What did they, let's see, what would they say? Yeah, you could say that. Dan Whiffen, they do race camels apparently. Is camel jockeys offensive? What if Jerome Powell said it though? I'll work on it. The deal is what Jerome Powell would say is that the US dollar went off the gold standard in 1971, which was the thing that gave it value. And then basically when we had the gold standard, other currencies were valued against the US dollar. So like everybody had a gold standard. When we went off the gold standard, in order to create artificial demand for dollars, or I don't know if you want to call it artificial, in order to create constant demand for dollars, we made the Saudis trade oil in dollars exclusively and not sell it in anything else. Somehow they decided, I won't say camel jockeys is offensive. Somehow they decided that they're not going to do that anymore. So yeah, if you wanted it explained in a meme, then the meme is this one. I'll show you. This is the meme that explains what happened. Is BRICS countries used to use the dollar for global trade. Now they're going to use the yuan, which is also called renminbi, I believe. But that's what it would be. So that's what's happening. It's very serious. I'll show you the Bitcoin chart. It's going up right now, actually. Bitcoin is at 28.3. It's actually moving up. But yeah, I didn't freak out. I would rush to go live with the death of the petrodollar and say buy gold and stuff, but I already said it already. Buy gold and buy silver and buy Bitcoin. So I don't have to tell you every show, okay? But it's the death of the petrodollar. Like the fact that gold isn't more expensive is crazy to me. The fact that gold was kind of down at first. I mean, the potential of going off the petrodollar is that a country somewhere is going to make gold money again for real, because China has a bunch of it, Russia has a bunch of it, we have a bunch of it too. But this is why we need gold. This is why countries need gold, is because if your currency goes to shit for some reason, well, at least you have something real. At least you have something real. So the U.S. government, if you look at it like this, the U.S. government is actually in okay shape. I found out that the U.S. government is actually one of the largest holders of Bitcoin. Believe it or not, they have more Bitcoin. I saw a story. The U.S. government has more Bitcoin than Michael Saylor or MicroStrategy and Elon Musk, or Elon Musk and Michael Saylor combined, something like that. 202,000 Bitcoin, some huge amount. So actually, they're going to be okay if there's hyperinflation. So that's the thing, is the U.S. government, if they create hyperinflation, while they can always sell their gold for the new price or Bitcoin for something that actually has value, which the US dollar might never have again. So, you know, there's a chance, but there's Bitcoin's pumping now. It really pumped yesterday, but now it's having a little pump. So, yeah, the gold and silver were up today too. And yeah, I mean, there's just what can I tell you? That is like the biggest news. So if I was going to be a conspiracy theorist, I would say that what was I going to be a conspiracy theorist about? What was I going to be? I don't even know. Oh yeah, that the Trump arrest is to distract from the real news, which is the death of the petrodollar and the Transurrection. Let's see. Yeah, I can work on Jerome Powell's statement.
This is Jerome Powell. You may have heard in the news about the end of the petrodollar. Let me explain exactly what that means. In 1971, President Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, meaning that no world currency was any longer backed by a tangible asset. In order to create an artificial demand for dollars to maintain global dominance, we made a deal with the Saudis to always sell oil in US dollars.
Yeah, it makes more sense. Like there's an air of credibility when Jerome Powell says it. So I might work on that response. With whatever I work on, I wish there was an easier way for me to just share them, but I could share them. I don't know. It's just different projects, various projects. So I'm working on memes, and I'm working on fake AI speeches of people. The DeSantis one was funny, right? Some of it is funny. It's a creative outlet. All right, so I covered the news. Okay, I'll take phone calls too. Hopefully somebody gave me a coffee. I hope you guys did. I've been working really hard. I didn't even do the show yesterday because I was working on stuff. Sumi, thank you. Who says, give me a five spot for Sumi. Thank you for that. And I think that's it. Oh, August Bullock bought 3 coffees the other day. I said, I love your show. I've been watching for years. I'm sorry you've been censored by Google. It's extremely unfair. Thank you for the excellent work. And Rip the Veil bought 3 coffees and said, I hella care about what you think. Appreciate that. We got the $10 super chat from YouTube today. Appreciate that. Yesterday, we got a big super chat for talking about I made a meme about that too. Yeah, I just make lots of. I started making what are they called? I started making DoorDash themed memes. Thanks, Notable Zero, who gave that tip over on on YouTube. Oh my God! Thanks for the tips over on Rockfin. Appreciate it. Dick on Rockfin says, I don't think USA has gold. Yeah, that would be bad if they don't. Hopefully they do. Like, I hope the US government is okay. Actually, I mean, really. I'm not hoping for economic destruction. If the US government bought Bitcoin to protect from itself from its own money printing, I would actually be glad, because who wants total destruction? And I'd still have Bitcoin and be happy. So if the US government did the right thing and prepared, then that's a good thing, I think. Thanks, Duluth Hap. Oh, who says funny? Oh, cool. Thanks for that. Thanks, Vogan Filter, for the big tip. Thank you, Vogan Filter. Duluth Hap, thanks. He says funny as S. Appreciate that. Oh, and he tipped again. Duluth Hap gave another one. Thanks, Duluth Hap. Yeah, if you guys like my synthesized content, there's more of that where that came from. I've pretty much like literally an infinite supply of ideas for things I would have people say. I haven't even gotten into Fauci or Trump. I haven't even cloned Trump yet. The DeSantis one is pretty good. I might need to feed it a little. Ow, fuck. Sorry about that. I'm getting texts. Sorry about that. All right. I will. What was I talking about? You can still drop super chats if you want, or by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. If you want to call in, go ahead now. Go ahead now and you can call in. I had a request to show Sumi. Where is Sumi? Sumi. A request to show Sumi. So hold on. So that's Sumi. She had a swollen face today. I think Katie just wanted to check on her. She had a swollen face today from some kind of allergic thing. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Nathan? How you doing, brother?
Doing good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you good. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, sounds great, dude. Hey, that DeSantis clip that you put out, that was so funny, dude. That was awesome. I was rolling. It's pretty good. I mean, if you didn't know that was fake, someone could come across that and be like, dang, you really said that, So.
Yeah, I started just sharing that. Like, the thing is like, it would be better if it was animated. I've been sharing the videos, but just kind of low key, But yeah, it is funny to hear. It is just funny to be able to make them say stuff.
Whatever. Yeah, it's very funny. I moved to Florida last September. I live on in Cocoa Beach, and it's just wild down here. With Space Coast and all that. So, but I just thought that was pretty funny. So I think you're kind of right, probably about the dollar, even though I kind of been following the financial collapse since around 2014. There were so many people in I guess the financial truth community, that were telling the truth about the finances overall, just kind of how the whole world economy is, kind of turned upside down.
Mm-hmm.
So they were talking about how, that was going to be the end of the petrodollar back in 2014, right? And for me, it caused a little bit of panic because I really thought that, everything was going to collapse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Back then, you mean?
Back then.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know.
And so I started buying, precious metal back in like 2015, I finally started like buying silver, and I got a little bit of gold, you know, and I've sat on it. Well, now it's been almost 8 years. It really hasn't moved that much in price. I mean, the gold has a little bit, but not what I thought it was going to do, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Agreed.
So I think if the market was free, like if the, you know, obviously if the market wasn't manipulated by the paper contracts, that who knows what gold and silver would be worth. Probably gold would over $5,000 an ounce, maybe more.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. But now we'll see, I guess. So, I mean, the thing about gold is that over the last 8 or 10 years, it just really hasn't done anything. Neither is silver, really. Although they both, if you bought either one right at the COVID crash, you were able to get silver. I mean,
Yeah, you did a great deal.
yeah, silver went down to like $12 or something like that. And I was telling people to buy silver when actually at the time you would have really been better off buying Bitcoin then. But at least, you know, the price did drop a little bit, so you could have gotten in. But now, I mean, it's just this stuff with all these countries not using the dollar anymore. I mean, that's the narrative. I mean, that's what people have been talking about for a long time happening. It's what would cause the dollar to lose value against other currencies. So, you know, like as long as the dollar is like the only thing people use in trade, then the dollars was always going to be relatively strong. But now that it's not going to be used in a lot of trade, then people are just going to diversify. That's all. It's not like, I don't think it's like the dollar is going to be replaced or anything by the yuan or
no.
But gold, you know, if these other countries are going to have trouble, you know, keeping value in their currencies too. So, you know, China or gold or Russia could use gold to back their currencies at some point. And then then people would really have a choice between the dollar and something that's actually backed by gold.
Yeah, and you had a guy that on Rockfin that sent you some money or whatever, or a donation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he said that he didn't think that the United States had much gold.
Yeah.
I kind of, I think there's some evidence to show that like maybe Wilbur Ross, when he worked for the Clinton administration, they may have taken a lot of that gold out of Fort Knox, put a loan on it, and never got it back.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So, yeah. I realized.
I think it was Wilbur Ross.
Yeah.
But
gold is weird. And then there was like remember the tour of Fort Knox that the last Treasury Secretary did during the solar eclipse. Remember that? Or was that, was he at Fort Knox? He was at Fort Knox, right? During the eclipse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was, yeah. And did he have I remember, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, that's it. I was just going to say that I realized that they've never been audited, but I hope the United States has as much gold as they say. I know the Chinese, everybody says is lying.
So much, right?
Yeah, that they have a whole bunch that they're not telling anybody about. And that one day they're going to say, oh, by the way, we have all this gold and we're going to back our currency with it. So it's a different, like China, everybody thinks they have more gold than they say. The United States, everybody wonders if we really have gold at all. So, yeah.
Right.
But better off than
that
Canada
you're right
and the UK, where I think they got rid of all their gold.
Yeah. And you know, I don't think until like maybe the United States, if it ever really falls, like, you know, if we're ever really defeated globally through war or, you know, even a financial war, you know, I think that's the only way that any of this stuff will really ever come out. And at that time, who knows what people will believe, you know, because we've been like kind of lied to so much that I mean, I don't know. Who knows what people would believe? But I do think you're right that that Trump was arrested or indicted rather to kind of cover up this news and maybe a little bit more. That what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I don't know if that's the case or not, but it seems like if I had to say what's bigger news, like if I had to say what's the bigger news right now, the fact that BRICS countries aren't using the dollar, or that Donald Trump is going to get arrested for something that he can run for president even if he gets convicted. I mean, the bigger news is the dollar.
The dollar.
Yeah. So
Yep.
yeah.
And what do you think? What's your theory on, like, anytime the dollar is in a crisis situation that we usually end up going to war over to save, like, or to protect the dollar?
Right.
What do you feel like? You think that's a viable option?
I don't know. I mean, they say that's what always happens, right? So I guess I won't just. And also for evidence that might be happening, I know they did just tell American citizens to get out of Russia. So, yeah, certainly that's what people say historically happens. So I guess we shouldn't be surprised if that's what happens. And yeah, and the warning I would say out there is they did put the State Department or somebody put out an alert for U.S. citizens to get out of Russia. So
interesting. All right, well, that's good to know. I mean, there was a time where I got addicted to all the fear and the truth. I was like gloom and doom. I don't know. It was a bad deal that I went through, but now I don't know. It seems like there's a lot going on, right? But at the same time, nothing really ever changes,
Yes.
And I always tell people, if the dollar crashes or whatever, it's going to happen way before we're told about it, right? So it could happen today, and then they could finally announce it 9 months from now, the dollar's worth nothing. That's kind of how much power the media has over the American populace. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
yep.
But hey, man, great show. Keep up the good work, and thanks for letting me call in.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the call.
Appreciate it.
All right. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
This is Ron DeSantis. I just want to address something. Some people are saying I'm anti-Semitic because I said Trump was indicted by a Soros-funded DA. First of all, George Soros is an atheist, so don't start with that. I don't think the Jewish God is what makes him a soul-sucking vampire. Second of all, do you know how much I've done for the Jews? I'll have you know, in Florida, you are not allowed to criticize Israel on college campuses. Did you know that? You can't contract with the government without pledging your support to Israel. We're working on a bill right now. I don't know if you've heard about this, that will basically make it illegal to make jokes about Jewish people in the state of Florida. If you stand on a street corner with a sign that says Kanye was right, you'll end up in solitary confinement, and you'll be lucky if we let you call a lawyer. If you use the words bagel and greedy too close together, you automatically get put on a watch list. So give me a break with this anti-Semitic stuff. We see what you're doing.
It's good enough. I mean, I don't know. If I had I don't know why he had to rush the sentences together. Yeah, if I had my way, and it'll come, trust me. It'll let you read it with the proper pauses and everything, and then translate that into the voice. Because I had Joe Biden say some funny stuff, and he just ruined it. Because he said, I might be white, but I'm not stupid, right? I might be white, but I'm not stupid. So I had him just say other stupid stuff like, I might have fallen off the turnip truck, but I'm not a turkey. I might have been born yesterday, but I'm not a spring chicken. But I had him saying that, just stupid, ridiculous stuff. But I should have had him mumble more. I wonder if I can make him mumble. Just say fake made up words. That's what some people said. They were like, oh, it's too Joe Biden can't be real. Yeah, I know. Mike Maker. See, as I'm telling you, it's like, yeah, there's a guy. I know. That's the whole thing is like for people who are creative, but don't have like resources, AI is really good. Or it can be freeing in a lot of ways. Like I will, because I just have like lots of crazy ideas and a lot of things that I won't say because I don't want people to say that I'm like whatever, but that I think are funny. Oh man. It's just, oh man. Yeah. Oh, I have a whole thing about TikTok. I have a whole thing about TikTok for the guys that were asking. I was gonna have one of the congressmen be like, okay, TikTok. Now explain to me, why does TikTok know when I'm masturbating? No, I'm serious. How do they know? Because I'll just be watching. That's how I was gonna have the congressperson say. So I'll just be watching a regular video, and then I'll start playing with myself, and they start showing me breastfeeding videos. You know they have that on TikTok? Is there a lady in China that's watching me while I'm looking at TikTok? Do they have a masturbation algorithm? How? That's what I was thinking they would say. I swear, I'm just looking at Dave Chappelle. They're showing me titties. Now I demand, Mr. TikTok, I demand that you tell me, how do they know? Are they spying on American people? Notable Zero. Thanks for the tips, Notable Zero. Appreciate it. Let's see what they're for. Notable Zero, thanks for the $10 tip. It says, I tend to watch live streams on Rumble. I'm always refreshing to see who's live, and so forget to go back to YouTube. Okay. Figure that ish out. What do you need? A better PC? No, I don't need a better PC. No, it's just I stream on there. You know what? Like I'm if I don't get reinforcement automatically, I'll just be like, oh fuck this, right? So like when I stream on Rumble, I don't think anybody tunes in. Maybe 1, 2, 3 people. So I was like, and it's a you have to do something. It's just like, I don't know. It might take me an extra 2 minutes, maybe longer, just to set up the stream, and so I don't do it. And then Notable Zero, I'm not sure what this comment is, who says 35 to 50 years old, never drove an automobile before, come to the USA and drive a big rig. I wonder what that means. Is that? I don't know what that means. Unless it has to do with AI or something. All right. I guess that's the news. I'm still gonna be working stuff. Follow me on Twitter. That's where stuff is going out. I'm just an endless supply of different memes and stuff right now. And then also some of this voice stuff. If you find it amusing, not everybody does. But if you do, I appreciate you. Because I obviously find value in it. I find value in memes for helping to describe things. And I find value also in synthetic voice cloned people to say what they really think. So, all right, I think that's it. Anybody? 56514. Orco Screamman says he is saying they're hiring foreigners and immigrants because they'll work for peanuts. Okay. It could be it. Thanks for all the super chats, whatever you're saying. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the super chats. Yeah, I made this is a good meme. Hold on. There was this one. Oh yeah, this one. See, you have the evil people laughing meme is a good one about TikTok. But if people with memes, they steal them. That's what they do. So you don't even know for sure. That's the cool thing about memes is like you might make one and then people don't retweet it or whatever. It's because they might just steal it. So I'm just waiting to see if I see my memes being posted by other people, then I'll know that I did something. Like, oh, I'm Nathan Stoltman. Oh yes, you've seen one of my memes. Or you've heard one of my voice cloned politicians. It's possible. Not looking for riches or anything. Just looking to make people laugh. Or make people think. One or the other. Oh, hey, thanks, Fortune. Thanks for the super sticker. Let's see what it is. Oh, cool. That's cool. Notable Zero is a truck driver. Okay, that's cool, Notable Zero. That's cool, you're a trucker. All right, I got to be on. Okay, because you're a trucker, I should put more effort into it. I should live. Do you know who I am on Rumble? I'm Nathan Stoltman on Rumble. I don't think I can change my name. I'm not even sure. But you can find me on Rumble. I'm Nathan Stoltman, and these videos do automatically get loaded over there. So, okay, is that it? All right. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in for this edition of the show. And I should be back tomorrow. Hopefully you got everything out of it that you hope to get out of it. If you want crypto t-shirts, go to bitcoinmissionary.com. I'm sorry, no. If you want consulting services, if you want Bitcoin or cryptocurrency consulting services, you can go to bitcoinmissionary.com and book it with me. You can book a session with me. Hi, Sumi. How does she look? Her face looks good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Hi, Sumi. Sumi rode around with me today. Yeah, she had a puffy face. What's that?
When you showed Sumi, your screen was.
Oh, now it was big, so people saw. All right. Long enough. All right, you guys heard it all. See you at the next one. For now, that's what it is.